Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
I'm guessing my math is going to be incorrect. If you're listening to this.
Is the intro done?
There you go. Now you're done.
All right, here we go. Welcome in episode 340 of the Real Life Podcast. For some reason, I wasn't hearing the intro in my ears, so that took us a few attempts to get it underway. Episode 340 brought to you by
You also sound terrible.
Yeah, you sound you sound awful.
You sound terrible. You have terrible audio. You're bad at audio.
Yeah. You sound like you are a Tin Man.
That's funny. To me, he sounds great. I'm serious.
He sounds really echoey and like tinny. I like when he talks that way.
Yeah.
You know, cranks up the radio voice. He's puzzled. Tyler's looking, staring.
Should we start this again, Tyler?
Squinting.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do sound better.
Okay, well then we're good to go. Episode 340, off to a flying start. But you know what? It's it's Christmas Eve, and we're pretty much mailing it in. This is the last podcast I have to do for a few days, so I've totally mailed it in as well. How's everybody?
Happy Festivus to you.
Yes. Frank Saravalli, I don't know if you saw this. He brought out an actual poll for our Festivus segment on the Daily Face-Off show. It was hilarious.
That's good, man. I was actually looking to see if I had something that I could have as a symbolic poll, but I do not.
Did your Festivus article go up at the Nation? Your airing of grievances?
Every year, first thing in the morning. Thing in the morning.
Give it to me. What do you got?
Yeah, give it to me. I want to hear this.
All right. Well, one of the things I think really annoyed me this year is there's the Oilers fans in the middle, and then the ones on the extreme sides of both ends of the spectrum. So those people annoyed me. So I aired my grievances out with the toxic positivity crew, the ones that say, if you critique the team, you're a bad fan, all that shit, believe in the process no matter what. And then I also critique the people on the other end where it's like the sky is falling no matter what. The Oilers are 9-1. They can't do this. And then they lose. And they're like, I told you so. So those people always annoy me. The sweep against the Jets, that was this year.
Oh, God.
Annoying. Second straight year, I've had COVID on the list. Wouldn't have expected it for round 2 in the Festivus article. I had a bonus grievance of we made it through November, and I mean a very short playoff run, but not a whisker on Dave Tippett's upper lip. That bothers me. Yes. And then feats of strength on the other hand, because at least got to end the positives. Connor and Leon, obviously the Bison King, excellent. Stuart Skinner's emergence this year. Nobody saw that coming. And then just the middle part of the Oilers fan base, the ones that are ride or die. I look around other teams a lot. We try and find people that support our other sites and try and make content and create memes and stuff. And it's really interesting when you do that exercise over and over again, as I have, just how unique Oilers fans are, be it whether you're a data person, you're a spreadsheet boy, whether you're making memes, whether you're making videos. I just find that the Oilers fan base is very, very unique compared to the rest of the league. So that kind of wrapped up the Festivus article this year. And yeah, lots of positives, lots of grievances.
Very nice.
Anyone else have a grievance from the last year? Charles?
My grievances from the last year? Oh God. Yeah. I mean, but everybody knows what they all are. Everybody, he's right. COVID on the list for the second year in a row. That's a grievance. I guess
why that we're not going to have in the work.
That if we don't put any pride in our work, that we're not going to have hockey to watch over this Christmas holidays.
World Juniors.
World Juniors. Yeah.
World Juniors coming
good. Like get some center stage.
Do you think that the 27th and that week is going to get wiped out also, Chalmers?
They said they were going to start it back up on the 27th.
Yeah.
How many games will they miss if they started up on the 22nd? They will have missed how many in total?
The Oilers will have missed 3.
And that will be replayed in the Olympic break.
They're going to try and fit as many in as they can in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know too much about all this. Like some things I hear the players are mad that there's so much testing, and other things I hear the players are mad that there's not enough testing. I don't know what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. And I almost put my head in the sand about it because I just don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's tough too for the NHL, right? Because we have to cross the border. Canadian teams have to cross the border so many times. Otherwise, they'd probably just be running with what the NFL
They'd be
does.
rolling. And that's my fear, is that to mitigate this, if there's still some border concerns, that the teams might just start playing in the U.S.
That's what I was wondering this morning, actually, if we'll just see them move down. Yeah.
That's actually, I don't think they would move them for longer than like a few weeks kind of thing. Like they would,
but it still sucks.
It'd still suck. Yeah. But I mean, if it's 50% capacity at Rogers Place and you can't eat or drink when you're there, like, I don't know. I would understand it. And what they might even end up doing is meeting somewhere in the middle where the Oilers go, hey, we want to save these home games for later in the year when things are back to normal. And I could see them kind of like what I think they're going to do with Montreal. Just go, you know what, Edmonton, when you're finally eligible to play again, which might not be till like January 2nd or 3rd, they'll just be like, you're going on a 3-week road trip. And the Oilers will go, you know what, we'll take the home games later in the year. We're nice and rested now. Send us out on the road for a little bit. And when we come back, we'll get a bunch of home games down the stretch and we'll get a chance to make more money.
Well, and the funny thing is they're on the road predominantly, for the World Juniors, right? They're already kind of going to be on the road.
Yeah. Next home game is scheduled as it is right now, December 8th for the Oilers. Or January. Sorry.
Yeah. So we got some time there. So they just have to change the opponents to be American opponents is all. If we have the Canadian opponents, you want to save those games.
I think the Oilers might not even be playing at all till like January 4th or 5th. Like, I don't think they're playing on the 27th against Calgary. I just don't know if either team's going to have enough guys out of the protocol yet. Like, I'm not sure if the 27th is like a realistic expectation for them to be playing. It might be. I mean, it's still on the schedule. But I just wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the NHL pushes a bunch of teams to like January 2nd or 3rd.
I was watching some pregame stuff for the World Juniors, and James Duthie was talking about how he's not exactly feeling great about them playing games the week after Christmas.
The minute they shut it down, do you think they just said to the team, hey, everybody we're having a meeting, get in here. And then there's one guy with COVID and he just licked all their toothbrushes and was like, hey, everybody gets it. We're doing this together. We all have it now. So we don't ever have it later during a playoff run. We won't lose con. Let's just give it to him now during a shutdown, give him his nice 2-week rest.
So, but Frank brought that up too. Yeah. Connor has
Frank bring that up?
Plus he's vaxxed.
Right. Okay. So what did Frank say about that logic?
Well, the NHL has a thing in there where if you test positive, you don't get tested for 90 days after. You don't get tested at all. Once you're done and you're clear, like you could, there'll be false positives. It'll be false positives. So for a team like Calgary, like everyone but Matt Tkachuk more or less was in the protocol. So when they come back, Matt Tkachuk's going to be the only one who has to do any sort of testing because everyone else is clear for 90 days.
No. So why doesn't he just get it? Just get it and be done with it.
That would.
But like, what does that mean for crossing the border? You can't do that to cross the border.
Yeah, if you show a note, that's how Frank said it, is if they have a doctor's note and you have proof that you had it in the last 90 days, you're good. That's all you need.
And I imagine that'll change 9 million times by the time they get going again.
Yeah, probably.
If there's one thing that's certain, eh?
Yeah.
If there's, let's look at the silver lining in this COVID situation. I know we're not a political podcast, but let's get a little political here for a second. The silver lining to all this is case counts have gone drastically up. No buenos, but hospitalizations and everything is going down, which is a good signal in the sense of COVID's getting weaker.
Shit's getting weaker.
Vaccines are working. So, I think once we get right now, there's just still question marks. We just need more data, and we have to let the people that are smarter than us, let the science kind of dictate and gather all this information to support that. But, I don't know if this is going to be as crazy as it was before in terms of lockdowns because of the unknown, the severity, no one's vaccinated. I think maybe once we get more data, we kind of get through this pause. I think after this, we should be able to power through it. If the science supports it.
That's going to be interesting to watch to see how, if you look at some of the other countries, Megatron is just kind of racing up and then down just as quickly. So in theory, fingers crossed happens here as well.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But it is wild. It's fucking crazy what's happening right now. Like everyone knows someone who has COVID now, where before, like even when it was its craziest before all this, I didn't know anyone in my network that had COVID.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like you said, it just spikes up, spikes down, and then it's a good spring going forward here.
Power through, get your booster. Like this, this is just everything. What's beautiful, COVID's leveling down and we're leveling up. So
and again,
booster, do all that stuff.
I went to get my booster yesterday. Again, the AHS staff, they're just amazing. Made it as simple and quick and efficient as possible. I was in very, very quickly, did my 15 minutes, and then I was out. So it was really, really efficient.
Place I went to didn't even make me do my 15 minutes. The guy didn't even sit down to give me the shot. He like stood up, had the needle, wiped it. He was like, hold the little cloth. He was like, hold that on there. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So I held it on. He came back in 2 minutes. He was like, all right, you're good. See ya. And I walked out. And that was it. It was like 6 minutes.
Also, big props to pharmacy or pharmacists as well, who had just got a massive job dumped on them right before Christmas. So,
giving out the antigen tests.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Everybody,
and the boosters, like they have to do it all.
Everybody I know is calling around for these tests because they got so many things over this Christmas holidays that they have to do. Right. So they want to be testing beforehand and stuff. And so I went to a pharmacy to pick up a couple the other day and it was just like a madhouse. And you're right. Pharmacists are really getting the shaft over this Christmas season. So good on them.
They just got so much just extra work dumped on them just right before the break. It's wild.
Yeah, hopefully, the thing is the timing of this is like right when it is, 3 weeks ago or 3 weeks from now would be like, you don't want this to happen, but would be ideal. Like it's Christmas and people are just getting pounded, whether from getting COVID or just having to deal with the reaction to kind of all this and the support that's needed for all this. Just weird. It's just unfortunate. It falls right this moment.
Well,
I know.
Hopefully sooner rather than later, things calm down, get a little bit more back to normal. And when they do, get out there and enjoy nature a little bit. Maybe enjoy nature out in Jasper. Shout out to our friends at Tourism Jasper. Cases go down, get in the car, drive out to the mountains. Why not? Whether you're a skier, whether you want to go do some nice scenic skating as well, just enjoy nature, whatever. Get out of town. Tourism Jasper.
I have a friend who's at Marmot today, actually, and the snow looks incredible.
How's the weather out there?
Looks a little chilly, but the snow looks awesome.
I can't even believe this cold snap we're about to get. This is unbearable. We have such a nice little mild first half of the winter, and then right over Christmas just get absolutely handed to.
I don't mind that though. It really makes it feel like Christmas when it's like -20.
It does when you can't go out
minus 20, minus 30.
Yeah, it's a little
extra. I remember meeting everybody at the ski hill or like the toboggan hill or like outdoor rink.
I remember on Christmas Day in Saskatchewan, just going for like walks around the town on Christmas Day. Like, in minus 30, you're not doing that. So like being on the boat is always part of it.
Did you have to catch your own turkey back then and then wring its neck and then defeather it and then...
Well,
is that how they do it in the Swan?
Or they've got a farmer friend who does all that for you.
So, that's not the Saskatchewan way. You gotta
no, it is.
Do it for yourself.
So the Downtons ran the gravel pit in Mortlack, Saskatchewan, and then the turkey guy managed the turkey for the town people of Mortlack. Like that's the system, man. Everyone kind of contributed to the livelihood of the town. So we had a turkey farmer, and so Grandma would always get a free range, grain-fed turkey that would be 9 million pounds.
Jade, is Hot Dog obsessed with socks? Because that's where I keep going. Is Frank has found a stash of socks somewhere, and I don't know where from.
Oh yeah. He can so if I come home after an Oiler game and I did a 2 BPP and I don't like to follow standard protocol, I just shed all my clothes and throw it on the ground and jump into bed. Hot Dog will go and go into that pile and pull out the socks and then destroy said socks.
Oh, destroy them. Not even just like chill with them, like rip them apart.
Well,
why don't you just put them in a hamper? That'd be like the Great Wall around your socks.
Well, that is normal protocol, Chalmers, but you forgot the caveat of the 2 BPP and it's just mission bedtime at that time.
Whereas my problem right now is I don't know where he's finding these.
Well,
unless he's made his way into my laundry room, which the door is usually always shut. I don't know where he's getting these. Dogs, man.
You can't. You give them an inch, they take a mile, man.
So what are we all going to?
But I want to keep on the Jasper comment for a bit because there's one other thing we need to talk about because we're going to play a part of it. And Yaremchuk, you don't know about this because we're waiting for the creative, but I thought I'd kick this off because it's the season. But we're going to be part of their pond hockey tournament at the end of January.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, it's exciting. Yep. So we're putting in a team.
So Oilers Nation's going to have a team. We're going to help when we get firmer details. It's January 28th and 30th at the JPL. So it's ooh la la fancy, but they're making it very, very affordable. But we're going to have a team. We're going to be out there documenting the event, participating in the event, contributing to the event. So encourage other people who are looking to for a cool pond hockey experience, come join us in Jasper.
I'm interested to see whether this pond hockey tournament turns out like the last one for Team Oilers Nation, because on night one of the first go around, we were hammering the Harvey Wallbangers at absolute max. Well,
what's going to be the drink of choice this trip? That's the thing.
Here's the thing is if you got Harvey Wallbangers, and it was like, if you bought two of them or something, you got either a free t-shirt or a free hat. And we were a crew that enjoyed some free stuff.
Yeah.
So the play the next day suffered as a result.
That was tough. First day were okay. Second day.
Are we going to speculate on some roster talk here? What's the team going to look like?
So we can't do what we did last time. So we have to be very strategic. So I'm opening it up. I shouldn't say it's a we thing. But Bag Milk, Yaremchuk, Chalmers, but you're away that weekend, right?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore?
Interesting development.
Interesting development of the team. Because how many people do we need? Yeah.
Well, is it 3-on-3?
I can't remember. Is it 3-on-3?
I think it was 3-on-3.
That weekend I was supposed to be in Banff for a children's hockey tournament, but our team didn't get into it.
Well, celebrate their failure in Jasper with us.
Yeah, end of January I'm in.
So we have Jasper, 4 of the 5 right now.
I'm bringing my family though.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's family.
I'm bringing my family.
I don't mean as in I'm bringing my family. You need to get them rooms. I'll take care of that. But I am going to be bringing my family because they love Jasper.
I'm going to be keeping that at about a 4 out of 10 for the entire weekend. So,
does that mean that you're going to be at a 0 at sometimes and an 8 at sometimes, or just steady more?
Yeah, I'd say probably somewhere in there. About keeping
the mean of 8, the mean of 4, but a roller coaster ride around it. Like
Yep. Late January weather can be a little chilly, so I can imagine some boozy coffees first thing in the morning. So that could ramp up the old 4 out of 10 real quick.
I'm going to push this year's drink for the team is old fashions.
I'm in.
Yeah. Make me vomit.
Those are easy to drink too.
Come on. Those are fast.
I am out.
Just take one of these metal cups, put a big bunch of ice in it. Just what is it? What is old fashioned again? It's bourbon and what else?
Just tastes like
it's simple syrup, bourbon, orange zest, and a little bit of bitters.
Have you guys tried any of the pre-made ones? They're so good.
Well, you would.
It's not like it's not as good as getting like a legitimate one made, but for a quick little in a bottle, pour it in a cup with some ice.
I'm not offended by them.
Last time I drank old fashions, I had to pay $200 to clean up the puke in the back of my Uber.
Yikes.
So if you guys are looking to come join us or want to contribute against us and want to and be part of the team, either Harvey Wellbanger or the Nouveau Harvey Wellbanger Old Fashioned, check out chehockey.com. It's called the Jasper Cup. And you know what? Come at us. Oilers Nation's going to be there playing. Your Enchuk's going to be out there buzzing. I'm going to be out there not dying.
I'm excited for the team dynamic. If it is indeed all 4 of us and everyone can make it work, like that'll be great.
What do you wear? Like, is it just no shit? Like it's just pond hockey, straight up gloves, sticks, helmets.
Do we have to wear helmets? I can't remember.
Yeah. We wore helmets because I remember I had the big, everybody was laughing at my giant fucking windshield visor that I'm rocking.
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't care if it's pond hockey or not. I think sometimes visors look cooler, like on some people than just a helmet. Like, I think I look better with a helmet and with a visor on it than I do with just a helmet.
My visor is hilariously big, though. It's like a Danny Heatley special, so it looks ridiculous. But I'm not taking one in the face for a fucking pond hockey.
No,
You got the old Brendan Perlini look going on there.
Yes, it is gigantic.
The Lamborghini shield.
I've already lost one tooth, and that's why I wear a bird cage at men's league. Just that was a picture of your rim jock. And I don't mind telling you, I'm not losing another tooth for hockey. It is.
If at the pond hockey thing, I'll probably unscrew the cage and go visor just because it's a little bit less. I'd imagine it's a little bit less violent than like a beer league. But I have no shame in the fact I wear a full cage in my beer league.
I lost my tooth in a fun shinny game in the last 1 minute where I was just like half-ass going back and I put my stick out and the guy took just like kind of shot it, but it went right up my stick perfectly and just bink right off my tooth.
That makes me scream.
It was awful. Yeah. Okay. So that'll be fun. So yeah, we gotta like let's get Zubaz pants, Oilers Zubaz pants.
Or some Cooper
wear those.
Oh, I got Bill Zubaz pants.
Jay, you said the website was chehockey.com.
Yep.
I don't think it's on there yet. So just a heads up for people.
I'm on the page right now.
Really? How'd you get there?
I Googled Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament and then that came up, but I'm not going to read the full URL, chehockey.com/event/adult-hockey-tournament-Jasper/.
That's an easier way to get to it for sure.
It's the same company that puts on the Banff and Jasper actual kid tournaments. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of buried on their site, but you'll see it. It's there.
Yeah. Well, you tweet out I'm going to email you the link, your Remchuck, and then this way we'll spend it. We're going to get Tourism Jasper going to give us a whole package, but I wanted to kick it off because I'm kind of excited because it's been kind of a quiet time around here and I am so antsy. So anything that's involving around an activity right now, even though it's a month and a half away, I'm excited about.
Okay. You want to get excited about something? Before the podcast, you were talking about that with the lack of NHL hockey and a cold season right now that you have been into NCAA bowl games. Did you know that we have the Gasparilla Bowl coming today, Jay? Which is Florida Gators versus UCF. UCF is another Florida team, University of Central Florida.
I can assure you one thing: I'm going to be betting on it.
Yeah,
yesterday I was so bored. I saw that it was the Lockheed Martin Bowl, and I saw the 6-6 Missouri somethings were playing the 8-4 Army team, the Army Black Knights, I think they go by, and I turn on the channel and I see Army's down 7-0. And I'm like, maybe there's a juicy comeback to be had. But the books were still favoring Army. They were still minus. And then they were down 10-0. And I'm like, ooh, what are they going to do? And still they were still minus because they were such heavy favorites. But what happened is Army wasn't scoring on the next kind of drives. And the game the clock started kind of eroding. And I think it went into the second half 10-0. So I got them at +20. And then got glued and excited into the game. 5 minutes after I placed my bet, Army's quarterback out of the game. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, fuck. Two things. I'm like, I wish I waited to bet then because I'm sure the odds would have reacted. But their backup came in my cave. Now it's story time. Now this is what movies are made of. And the second string comes in here 10-0 and leads the team to victory. It came down to the wire. Last minute field goal by Army to win.
It sure did. Well, that's good. So today, right now, there is a bowl, and it's the Frisco Football Classic. We don't care about that one. The Gasparilla is a little bit later
right now.
Yeah, there's one being
played Miami of Ohio against North Texas.
The North Texas, the North Texas God. I just saw their name, but I can't remember it now. But other fun bowls to look for, the Quick Lane Bowl, I think named after an oil change company. Or better be an oil change. Guaranteed Rate Bowl. You don't want to miss the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. The Cheez-It Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Music Bowl. Jesus Christ, these are bad names.
Last week we had the Jimmy Kimmel LA Live Bowl.
The Jimmy Kimmel LA Live Bowl. See, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
The Boca Raton Bowl.
Oh, I love that one.
So like there's like 100 bowl games. Bowl season is wild. So at least right now it's filling my void for sports and betting entertainment.
Oh, dudes,
there's like
the ones
9 bowl games a day.
The ones with the terrible names are already the ones that already been played. I was just looking at ones to come. We got the Lending Tree Bowl, the Celebration Bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Oh yeah,
and the winner gets French fries dumped on them out of a Gatorade tub.
Yes, they do. Right. Yes, they do.
That's cool. That's very on brand.
Anybody know what the most famous tomato kind of potato is?
Oh, russet.
No, isn't it a Cavendish?
Well, that's like a brand, right? That's not like a type of potato.
No,
the Yukon Gold, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, Yukon Gold's a good one. Yeah, that's
Yukon Gold.
Most popular potato.
Somehow my internet just decided to go down in my house.
I should actually
see if
I'll text my dad during the podcast to see if he has any insight into this, because he actually grows 10, 15, 20 different types of potatoes every year. And he always gives me really fun ones.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I just Googled most popular potato and it popped up russet potatoes. The statistic shows the most consumed potato varieties in the United States in 2020. Russet potatoes were the most consumed type with 53%.
Really?
That is, I'm sorry,
runaway
potato domination.
Yeah, no, that's a win. That
is a runaway win.
That is not to humble brag or flex or whatever.
Potato connoisseur here.
Yeah.
Russet potatoes running away with the potato game the same way Twig and Berries is running away with the underwear game. Hello, twigandberries.ca, promo code Nation15. That's all. They should have some cool Boxing Day sales, actually. So keep an eye on that.
Keep an eye, because it's gift season's about to end, and now Boxing Day week sales are about to begin.
Might need to scoop up some ODR collection for when we head down to Jasper.
Oh, you know what?
We should reach out
to them. We should feature some ODR in our attire.
Let's see
matching ODR gear for the team.
I'm thinking we should go
pick up some.
We should become like the European hockey team of this tournament. Like,
oh my God,
everything we do or have is sponsored. We will only drink Nation beer and Deuce vodka. We will only wear Twig and Berries when we're out on the ice. All that stuff.
We'll get some HGA swag. We'll get, I can get you some Oodle Noodle t-shirts.
HGA stickers on the helmet.
Yeah, full. Oh, wow. We are selling out, are we?
Yes, 100%.
Only way to do it. These are our partners. We're elevating them. We're bringing them to the mountains with us.
What are the jerseys? Yeah, like what? Okay, but we need to get like matching pants, matching jerseys, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, can we get those sports? Can we go get those Sports Select jerseys that were making the rounds around Twitter just because they're so fucking funny?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So there was this guy that tweeted out, Tyler, I don't remember the name again.
Ryan Meyer from the Bear, or used to be at the Bear.
He just tweeted out a picture of a green Sports Select jersey, and his caption was so funny. It was just like, I'm not here for the game. I'm just here for the gambling. And it just made me laugh. And that's exactly what I want.
You know what? I think I can get us points bet jerseys. I'm asking right now.
That'd be nice.
I was going to say custom Oilers Nation jerseys would be cool.
Well, we can put a Oilers Nation patch on it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're cooking.
Yeah. We'll patch them all up.
And we'll open up odds on us every game.
Oh, Bag Milk to Score has always got positive odds.
Now, the funny thing was for me, it was a rude awakening. I remember our first game, because I've never played. Yes, I've played pond hockey, but I've never played like a regulated match of pond hockey where you got the little net. Like, I didn't know. I thought like the respect of the game was you carry it into like 2 feet to just slide it in.
No,
but this first fucking team we played, there's these guys from Toronto, and they were fucking shooting from all over the place.
Yep.
It was, and so they went up like 8-0 on us like that. We're like, what? Wait, you can do that? We ended up tying.
There's got to be a little bit of respect in this game. What, like,
there is no
how
respect.
close can you stand to the net? Like, you always can't goaltend.
How big are they? How big? Like, what kind of nets do they use? I've never seen this.
It's just like, I don't know. They're not very big, Chalmers. They're just maybe 3-4 feet wide.
Kids mini hockey.
Yeah, 4 feet wide. Yeah, 4 feet wide, and like maybe 2 pucks tall. in terms of like what you can slide it under. It's got to go underneath. So like anyone, if they had an open lane, doesn't matter if they're 100 feet away, they were shooting at it. And I was like, what? So then we had to change our game plan quickly. So pond hockey is a different beast.
Yep.
How do you combat against that?
Well, you just keep a guy back.
Yeah, you got to have the stay-at-home defenseman.
You like it's almost like soccer formation where you got defenders and midfielders and attackers.
I mean, it like, so how long is the ice rink? Let's say that you're playing on the sheet. Would you say
like
maybe 100 feet?
Half,
Like
maybe.
if that. Yeah, maybe half.
100 feet?
It's probably half of the standard rink length.
Yeah, if that, maybe. Like I'm trying to think,
And
maybe
probably,
even just between the center line.
Think of a regular city of Edmonton yard. They're 50 feet wide. Maybe sometimes they'll be 60. Is it bigger than that?
That's an odd thing to just like say. Like, I don't know what a standard Edmonton yard is, man.
A standard Edmonton
it's bigger
lot
than
is,
it's way bigger than a backyard rink.
If you go into a standard Edmonton, like in a mature neighborhood, the lot size is going to be 150 feet long by 50 feet wide. They're called 50 by 150s. And they're just like back in the day, all through like Belmead, Aldergrove, all those areas, Linwood, like you're talking all these older neighborhoods all throughout Edmonton. That's how big the lot was. So if you've ever gone to somebody's house like that and you've ever seen their backyard and maybe they had a backyard rink back in the day, let's just say, like I have a backyard rink in my backyard and guess what size my lot is? You're on Jack. Guess what size?
50 by 150. You got a classic 50 150.
We got a classic 50 by 150. So my backyard rink is 75% of the width of my backyard. So how big is she?
Yeah,
I'm going to say
you got a classic 4070 on your 50 150.
It's about 40 feet. Okay. My point is that can give you a good. I just now think about how big the pond hockey rink is and tell me. How much bigger than the backyard do you think it is?
If you go to an ODR, I'm going to say it's half the ice.
Okay. So it's outdoor rink.
Okay. Here it is. So this is according to the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships tournament website.
Okay.
Rinks measure approximately 140 by 75.
That is like, that's hilarious because that's almost the size of, like it's a little bit bigger than a regular mature overlay neighborhood lot.
Yeah, but that's got a house on it. Like it's but yeah,
no, it's big. I'm saying it's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay. So if you just like stop I was saying that if you stop the puck, like with your feet, because some guy shot it from far away and then just try to catch everybody off guard, you shoot it all the way down.
Cutting out Charles.
Yeah, Charles. So like if someone just takes a stab at it from the other end of the rink, like there's no boards, right? Like that just goes into like a snowbank?
Yes.
Okay. And then like what's the protocol when a puck goes into the snowbank?
Well, there's no raising the puck either.
Oh, like you can't do saucer passes?
Well, that's the thing is the etiquette.
Yeah, you can.
The etiquette would say, I don't remember what it was. The puck couldn't be over like a foot off the ice or something. They gave us rules, but I don't remember what they were. That was so long ago. But then you had teams that were, there was one team we went up against on day 2 that had a former NHLer on it. And he was just saucing passes that were 6
Well, they're all former pro guys, except for like one of them. But like one played in the NHL.
So they were just firing passes all over the place. And whether or not that was to code or regulation.
They destroyed us.
Yes,
they destroyed us.
I am way too competitive to let us get destroyed. I will bleed on the ice before we get destroyed in a game.
Oh, like that's fine. Like we try. I'll tell you that much.
This will be fun.
Good. I wouldn't have it any other way. We'll put some pride on it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put some pride in our work.
Yep, absolutely.
So come join us, Jasper.
I love Jasper.
Put some pride. Come at us. See if you got more pride in your game than us.
I feel like this Christmas season is kind of boring. Anybody else? I'm like trying to I'm fighting for things to talk about, but I'm like sitting here looking at my computer. I'm like, there's nothing going on straight up.
It does. I was thinking about it this morning. I was talking to one of my buddies. It doesn't feel like today's the 23rd. It feels like it's December 2nd or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how to me, that's how it feels. It's like, it's not Christmas is not in 2 days.
I'm the opposite actually. So like, at the beginning of the week, I was like, my place isn't festive enough. So I went and did a bunch of stuff around the house and like made it more Christmassy. And then this whole week has felt like really Christmassy for me. I've been throwing a little Irish cream in my coffee and doing all that stuff. I'm in full on holiday mode. And today on the Daily Face Off show, we did like Christmas themed stuff and Frank wore a Christmas sweater. And I feel like I'm the opposite of you guys. I'm like fully in the holiday mode.
I love Christmas. I've got lights up all over at Castle Bagmouth, but it just doesn't feel like Christmas is 2 days from now. Maybe it's because I have a bunch of shit left to do. I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah. Like I have one more stop to do. I got to run out today and like stop at the liquor store and go to the grocery store. And then like Christmas shopping, everything is done for me. And I'm going full on holiday mode. This is the last podcast I have to do before Christmas.
What's your Christmas drink of choice?
Me?
Yep.
I always start the day with like a little Bailey's in the coffee. And then I usually stay away from beer around Christmas. I go with rye or I'll go pick myself up a 2.6 of amaretto and I'll do that. And I'll do a lot of rye and Coke, rye and ginger. And that's what I roll with.
I got a drink for some. Oh, go ahead, Bagnell.
I look forward to it every year. In my family, we have the Christmas tradition that I make like Chalmers. I feel like you would like this. I make a boozy slush.
Okay.
So it's basically just orange juice and pineapple juice, a little bit of water, some flavorings and a lot of vodka. And then depending on how sweet you want it, you can either put some soda in there or some ginger ale or something. But this stuff will knock you on your ass. The recipe calls for a 2.6, but old Bag Milk tosses a 40 in there just to be sure.
Not a boy. And so, how do you keep it frosty? It's
been sitting outside. My tub I got a big Rubbermaid tub of it for the whole fam. And it's just been sitting outside. So I gave her a mix. And if it freezes too much, I know that there's more vodka to be had in there. So I look forward to it every single day.
What if like a dog knocked the lid off that and just started going to town on it?
That would be a hammered dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I gave her a test run the other night just to make sure that my chemistry was right. And I had one and all of a sudden I was feeling warm and tingly inside. I was like, whoo, it's going to make for an excellent Christmas Eve.
I would absolutely love this. I want you to send me a picture of the Rubbermaid tub. I got to see what this thing looks like.
All right. No problem.
That sounds amazing. I love somebody who like, I don't really have one, but I have another buddy who, when he has friends over or family over, he always does these elaborate drink stations, like a big mimosa stand or something with all these different types of juices. I basically just put out the rum, the vodka, the rye, and the tequila. And I say,
that is a tub of booze.
That is unreal.
How icy is that thing?
Can you post a picture of that on the real life socials? It looks like oatmeal or cornmeal.
Oh my God, it looks so good. He's on mute.
There is so much booze in this thing. I just can't wait. You pour a little mixer in there, maybe a maraschino cherry if you're feeling frisky. It's delicious. And it's going to get me absolutely piled up for days
Post
on end.
that, please.
Cannot wait.
That looks good.
Real life.
It does. What did you say it looked like? Because I thought it did too. It looked like a soup.
Like cornmeal.
Like a corn soup.
So
oh my God.
I'll be honest, Bag Milk, it doesn't look good.
Yes, it does.
It's the packaging. You put it in a cup with some garnish, and you'll have your mind blown.
If you're looking at the presentation, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, just imagine that in a big pitcher.
Yes, you put it in maybe like a mason jar style cup or something. Put some of that in there, a cherry, a little bit of
there you go,
a little bit of ginger ale. All of a sudden, you're having a good time. How dare you?
Now we're talking.
I agree that it's good. I'm just saying the packaging of that color in a Rubbermaid tote. Post that, please. I'm begging you. People need to see this thing.
It is so good. I can't wait. I'm gonna get so funny piled up for days.
This just popped up on my Instagram as I opened it up, and Bag Milk, you'll get a chuckle out of this. But yesterday, Coom was on Oilers Nation Radio. We dropped the episode a day early. And as he said, his ADHD combined with the capabilities of Zoom was like ridiculous. So this is up on our TikTok now, Bag Milk. It's Cam with his bandit mask on and a Yager Panthers jersey, like talking about the Olympics, trying to be all serious. And it's so fucking funny.
Trying to do a podcast with Coombsy on Zoom is an absolute train wreck.
It's impossible. He just derails everything.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Is he just like can't focus on one thing, or just
he cannot.
He hears one thing and it just pops and triggers another thing in his mind?
Basically,
that's exactly what it is. He'll hear one word and that just sends him down a path that was not at all what we were talking about. And it makes for a fun podcast. Classic Coom.
Okay, before we keep going along here, this popped up on my Twitter, so I wanted to share it. But did you guys know they are no longer going by the Czech Republic at the World Juniors? Czechia is what they're known as now. I found that interesting.
You're allowed to do that? You just call an audible on what you're called?
To be fair, we call them Czech Republic.
Oh, that's fair. That's true. Yep. Fair point.
So I think they're totally entitled to allow us to tell them what they want to be called.
All right.
What else we got here? I honestly really didn't prep much for this. I want to do the grievance thing off the top. Did the grievance thing. Did you guys see the J-Fresh? I was hoping Wanya would be here for this one, but J-Fresh, we talked about this on Rose Nation Radio, but he ranked the most annoying fan bases in the NHL. And the Oilers were ranked number 5 on that list.
Listen, just wait until the Oilers win a Stanley Cup. We will be number 1 if I have to do it myself. I will be insufferable.
They were number 4.
And nobody will stand in my way of having that fun. I don't even care.
Toronto ran away with this thing by like a mile.
And then it was like Boston, Montreal, and then us, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then followed by the Islanders, which I thought was weird. Islanders, Canucks, Rangers, Golden Knights, Penguins rounds out, and then Flyers, Caps.
Dead last, the Calgary Flames, because nobody gives a shit about them.
Dead last out of the ranked ones, yeah, which was funny.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
How about their arena deal falling apart? Hey, yikes!
Oh yeah,
there's no way that. There's no way that's posturing.
Don't worry, they'll get the arena will get done.
They're talking about like, I don't remember what the total price of that whole project was, but they're pissing and moaning over $14 million in comparison to the whole deal. It doesn't make any sense. All they have to do now is to have the ownership take some of the greats from Flames history, like Lanny McDonald, and go down to a game in Houston or something like they did with us before we got our arena deal done. That's all that's missing.
So they will get a new arena though, eh?
I think so. Eventually. It might just take an extra year or so now while they bitch and moan about all this.
By the way, seeing 32 Thoughts, Elliot Friedman was writing about this thing, and a shout out to our boy down at Flames Nation, Ryan Pike, who is essentially the authority on the Calgary arena deal. He's actually working on a book about it right now. I was talking to him, so he was pretty excited about that.
He went the minute the mayor posted that, like he went to work on Twitter that night.
Yep.
It was good to see.
I was talking to Ryan about it, and there's nobody really in Calgary media that's been to all the meetings or more meetings at least than he has regarding the arena. So he really is the authority on all things Calgary arena. So it's pretty interesting to see. I was happy for him.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So Elliot was shouting him out.
Yep. Elliot shouted him out, specifically Fantastic. That thread that you just talked about where he went to work on Twitter.
Yeah. Love it. Good for you, Pike.
Chalmers, where are you going here, man? Getting a tour.
My internet is not working, and it's why I am kind of like sitting in the basement and I'm so quiet because I can't get anything to work. My computers aren't working. Everything that I had that like I wanted to talk about, I can't even so I reset my modem for a minute and it didn't work. Now this shit's just blinking yellow. Who knows what's going on, but I'm trying to fix it. So I'm in the laundry room / station. I don't know.
I can't tell if I missed doing these shows remotely or not. Like being in studio was way better for the conversations, but the random shit like this that pops up is nice.
I wouldn't have been able to show you my big jug of witch's brew had it not been quite a bit of the studio.
So I was super bored and I decided, look, I got a new one now, but I was super bored and my ice maker in my basement, I was like, you know what? I like having drinks in my basement a little bit. So I want to fix my ice maker because the door got locked open. It kind of fell off. So it just completely iced over. And I took it into the furnace room and I was chipping out the ice as it was melting. I thought I would give it a little hand doing that. And I was chipping ice away from the area that has the ice maker in it. And I didn't think, but I hit the side with like the chisel And I guess there was a little Freon line there, and this thing just went like, and just like a blast of Freon went in my face, and I completely destroyed my mini fridge. So I had to go to the store the next day and buy a brand new mini fridge. So I've really had a shitty Christmas holidays, to be honest.
No
and then I took all the ice out. You'll love this. I took all the ice out of there and I put it in the sink that I have in the basement bar. And so the ice was like huge. It was filling up the bar sink. So I turned on the hot water, had my earphones on because I like listening to podcasts while I do that. Well, guess who forgot the water was on?
You.
This guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I came back around the corner. I'm like, oh my God, it's like flowing down the bar, soaking the carpet.
So I'm not the only one who can flood a basement.
Oh, I flooded 1/100th of the basement. So we are not the same.
Charles,
just reminded-
you're acting off brand, bro.
Yeah.
I know. I just sat down at the end of that night and I was like, hold the fuck. I just screwed up everything that I tried to do. Like, it's time to quit and just pour a drink straight up because this is not working out tonight.
You just reminded me of like an aspirational dream I have for if, maybe I upgrade the old homestead. It's got a nice garage or something. I've always wanted a hotel style ice maker. That is my dream. And I would love nothing more than to have one.
Like the big ass thing.
Of course. I don't want to fuck around my ice, man.
Also my dream. I use a lot of ice. Like we use a lot of ice. And that's why I was going to fix this one because I don't like going upstairs all the time just for ice. And I would really like one of those big style ice makers. It's just, you know how much ice you have to use before that's because it'll become like stale and all frozen.
It's an excessive dream. I admit that, but it's still a dream.
But aren't those horrible germ wise too?
Oh,
well, sure. But like not only in my own house though. We're not talking about just random people coming in and enjoying the delicious.
I mean like the lines and stuff, like the innards of that thing can get like gross quickly.
But you clean it every so often. I mean, have you ever cleaned the ice maker in your fridge?
I don't have an ice maker in my fridge. I'm not that wealthy.
So do you put like ice trays in the fridge in the thing?
Ice trays in the freezer. It sucks. I hate it. I actually.
And have you ever cleaned out the ice trays?
Yeah, I put them in the dishwasher like once a month.
Yeah, it's such a bullshit lie. You are such
that is not a bullshit lie. Once a month, I let them completely thaw out because there's always like shit on them, and I throw them in the dishwasher, rinse them out.
Sure. Well, listen, what I was getting at with Bag Milk, there is medium-sized ice makers that you will find very attractive, and they can sit like underneath your sink, so they're kind of out of the way, and they don't look like they look good. So you could put them on the countertop. There's ones that I've done all this research. There's ones that you can actually tie into the water, fill it up with water, and it'll constantly make ice. Or there's ones that you can just take like big pitchers of water and it has a reservoir and it just will make ice until it runs out of water and then it'll stop.
That's good.
So there's a lot to be had.
I even went so far as to plan out a heist where I would go into a hotel and steal their ice maker. I just figure if you had coveralls on and a fake purchase order that you could just wheel that thing out and nobody would even call you on it. You know,
to say this one needs repair.
Yeah.
We're taking it. We're
going to repair it. PO and you got your coveralls. You got a buddy there. You both suited up. Nobody's going to stop you.
Rent a van.
Oh, well.
We love renting vans.
Don't steal ice.
All right. People. How much more time do we have in this? I got to go fix this goddamn thing. It's driving me nuts.
The last thing I wanted to talk about is what's our recording schedule for next week? When are we doing episodes?
That's a great question. Maybe we should just do one episode next week.
Let's take a week off.
Yes.
The whole week off?
Well, like 7 days from now. So let's do it next Thursday, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, we can do kind of like.
What day is that? What's the actual day?
The 30th.
29th? Is it 30th?
Yeah.
30th.
Oh, 30th, big day. That'll be a big day. Yeah.
Why?
Why is that?
Just because I don't know. Big day for us to do this.
It's a huge day, man.
But if we wanted to, just because there's no daily face-off shows next week, we could crush it out earlier in the morning if we wanted to. Like we could get it out of the way. We could do lots of things. So, we'll chat next Thursday. So if you're listening to this, there won't be a Monday episode. No, we're not bluffing. We're actually not going to do it.
Avoid the grind. I am working all week next week. I'm down to podcast whenever.
Oh, you're so full of it.
Am I?
I don't know. You probably aren't.
No. I'll be working next week, so I'm down in podcast.
The work never sleeps, man. You wish it could sometimes, but actually, you know what? The only time the work sleeps is like the next 2 to 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually sleeps. Like you send an email and it's like talking to a wall. Nothing's coming back. Nothing's going to come your way. So take the time to just turn off and drink the Rubbermaid container full of booze.
We'll promise to be very ready for the next episode, because I feel like we didn't talk about a single goddamn thing on this one.
There's a lot of episodes where we don't talk about a single goddamn thing, to be fair.
That's kind of the shtick, Chalmers.
Yeah, this one was extra nothing though.
Anyways, for all our sponsors, the HGA group. Oh, DoorDash and Oodle Noodle. Promo code Oodle 2021. That's only good for another 7-8 days here. Use it. Oodle 2021, $7 off your order of $30 or more when you combine DoorDash with Oodle Noodle. Twig and Berries, promo code Nation15. Our friends at Tourism Jasper, a ton of great stuff coming up with them in the next month. And TradesLink, they sponsor our TradesLink Hardest Worker of the Week that we do every Monday episode. I hope everyone listening has happy holidays and enjoys some downtime. And I hope the three of you also enjoy some downtime and time with your families. It should be a nice little weekend.
I've got about 2 gallons of boozy slush to drink, so I apologize to my family in advance.
Stay warm, everybody.
Stay warm and happy holidays, everyone.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Thursday with a little, maybe a little year in review pod with the three of us. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the holidays.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.